In this video, I thought I would run through the PulseX DAO because I don't see many people talking about the DAO in PulseX, and I believe this feature brings a lot of additional value. So before I dive into why I believe this is a vital feature, let's look at what the website tells us. In order to enhance PulseX's success, another token will exist to further incentivize liquidity providers beyond the fees they are already making. When they become liquidity providers, they will receive LP tokens that they can deposit into a yield farm. This not yet named token is emitted with decreasing inflation over time. Now, this is the important part. A DAO chooses which trading pairs receive this incentive and at what rates. Only addresses with PulseX balances get to vote in the DAO. This could potentially ignite PulseX DAO wars. Yes, I said PulseX DAO wars. Similar to what you see in Curve Finance, where large players like Convex and Yearn Finance compete to hold majority of Curve protocol's governance tokens. This allows the largest holders to be able to dictate what pools get the Curve reward boost. In our DAO, the PulseX token is the governance token. Not only does this token get to decide what pools get the rewards, they also get to decide what percentage of those rewards goes to each pool. This sort of game to control the governance token in the DAO can be played in PulseX. Essentially, the only way one will be able to vote in the DAO is to hold PulseX. This is where the fun part comes in. The Hex community own majority of these tokens. Hexicans will have full control over the PulseX DAO and the incentive token. How the community will respond is going to be extremely interesting. This DAO could be utilized to benefit our community tokens, liquidity pool providers who act benevolently towards our community, or outside communities. For example, the DAO could come to a collective decision after several months, maybe post-launch, to start incentivizing other community tokens that were forked over to give their liquidity pools a larger slice of the rewards to incentivize PulseChain adoption and add liquidity to PulseX. For example, the DAO could come to a collective decision after several months post-launch to start incentivizing other community tokens that were forked over to give their liquidity pools a larger slice of the rewards, to incentivize PulseChain adoption and encourage them to add liquidity to PulseX. But with DAOs, there is always additional plays. In this instance, an example would be bribing. Other communities and newly launching projects could bribe the PulseX DAO to incentivize their pools by putting up an additional pool in the single-sided staking of PulseX. This bribe has a mutual benefit as well as a benefit to our ecosystem through adoption and added volume. Because after all, it is in the best interest of the PulseX DAO to consider what options result in larger volume to amplify the buyback and burn mechanic in PulseX. If PulseX has large, sustainable volume, PulseX will continue to be market bought and burn at larger rates. This DAO could also potentially open up opportunities for somebody to build a protocol on top of PulseX to pull together community voting power to obtain larger control over the PulseX DAO. The yet-to-be-named incentive token could ignite a PulseX DAO voting war or a collaboration between community members. Depending on how valuable the incentive token becomes, this added feature could potentially play a larger role in this ecosystem than some realize. In my opinion, the PulseX DAO actually adds a lot of value into PulseX. I am always left with one question though. What will Richard Hart name the incentive token? If you have any thoughts on this, or if you would like to add something about the PulseX DAO, please leave your comments in the section below. And if you like this video, remember, smash that like button and I'll see you in the next video, guys.